What's going on, fellow Helldivers? Shock Radio here. Welcome back to the channel. Last night I logged on to play a little bit of Helldivers, and I noticed we had a temporary stratagem, the orbital napalm strike. Absolutely bonkers, insane stratagem. 100% gonna get nerfed. We all know it's gonna get nerfed, so enjoy it while it's here. It seems that we failed our major order, but it's still here, so let's take a look at what dispatch has to say about the temporary arsenal augmentation. Now, while the supplies recovered by the Helldivers in execution of the recent major order were insufficient to permanently deploy orbital napalm barrages fleet-wide, the Ministry of Defense was able to produce a limited supply of the stratagem. Thanks to the Helldivers' efforts, in recognition of their continued unquestioning sacrifice, the orbital napalm barrage has been made temporarily available to all Helldivers, and it is absolutely insane. So I played a few matches with it, and it was crazy. Everybody was using it, pairing it with orbital barrages of all kinds, even napalm strikes, of course. I've been running this grenader, a suit here, locked and loaded with napalm grenades. It's been a great time for team kills, of course. And the guys at Arrowhead also issued some news in regards to their 60-day timeline, a little bit of a progress update on what they're planning behind the scenes going forward. So it's been a couple of weeks since we committed to our 60-day plan, and our team has been hard at work refining the gameplay experience, addressing your concerns by doing in-depth reviews and adjustments of various systems. From weapon balancing and enemy behavior to the overall game mechanics, we are fully committed to ensuring Helldivers 2 meets the high standards we all expect. We see the Steam reviews and we hear you loud and clear. So they're trying their best to keep this live service game alive that absolutely broke astonishing records upon release, or broke at least the expectations of what they thought, and then seemed to plummet and going downhill as players have not been happy with the buffs and nerfs that Arrowhead have been issuing. Mainly the nerfs, really, because the players want to feel powerful. So what are they going to be doing? We're excited to share more details about our upcoming update, which will include significant changes aimed at refining and improving your experience in Helldivers 2. This includes reworking armor penetration, anti-tank weapons, and enemy armor and health values. That's actually really awesome because I love the expandable anti-tank expandable anti-tank support weapon for taking out the large Bile Titans chargers, and as well as the Hawks and Devastators, things like that in the automaton side. One of my favorite weapons, so hopefully that gets some love and it stops taking 2 and 3, mainly the 3 shots if you miss to take out the Bile Titans and the chargers and things like that. That would be good to see. As a key part of the rework, we have done an initial balancing pass over 30 weapons and stratagems. So they're going to be changing over 30 weapons and stratagems in the coming balance changes. That's pretty crazy. We are overhauling a number of different enemies to make them feel more rewarding to kill when you use the proper tools to handle them, but ensure they still feel formidable. Enemy bots, including Hawks, have low armor, and the number of rockets fired by enemies like the Devastator and gunships will be limited, making combat more balanced. The armor values of particular tough bug enemies like the Charger, Impaler, and Bile Titan will also be reduced. That's awesome. I know players want their primary weapons to feel more powerful, so definitely reducing some of the armor values of these tougher enemies will be a much appreciated buff from Arrowhead. So weapons such as the autocannon, heavy machine gun, and anti-material rifle will be more effective. Wait, a more effective autocannon, providing greater loadout versatility. Hold on, are they saying more effective autocannon? Is that right? We are also working towards additional improvements for the flamethrower weapons. Yes, more flame. Love the flames. We're taking this opportunity to consider new player fantasies and design goals for these weapons and stratagems based on the feedback we received and the trends we're observing during gameplay. Our next update containing all these changes and more details is scheduled to go live on September 17th, so we still have almost 2 weeks of them ironing out these changes, getting some more feedback, get some more details together before it goes live. So we value your feedback and are always looking forward to always looking for ways to improve our community engagement. Stay tuned for more updates in the coming weeks as we work together to make Helldivers 2 the best it can be. We'll be back on the 17th of September with more details. So then they have a little fact here at the bottom there. What does a balancing pass entail and how are you conducting it? So our design team, led by our chief creative officer Johan Pilsted, analyzes player feedback, internal and external playtests, gameplay data, and the original design goals for each weapon and stratagem. This process allows us to identify discrepancies such as weapons that are underperforming or overperforming and make precise adjustments. The goal is to ensure that each weapon and stratagem feels powerful, responsive, and fun to use while also fitting into the broader gameplay ecosystem. So they're always trying to walk this fine line with this PvE style game where they need to make it challenging for players to be interested in playing it and have kind of that feeling of accomplishment when you do play these harder difficulties, but also to be fun and just have the fantasies of power and just being just this massive destructive force to be reckoned with on these planets. So a tough balance indeed. Let's see if what they strike up in the coming update. What about the beta testing you mentioned previously? So they have always mentioned they're going to have more beta testing going forward, perhaps public beta test servers. So here's what they have to say about that. We've conducted closed beta tests for the last 2 weekends. We're starting small to ensure everything runs smoothly before expanding. They have been a testbed for the programs and we intend to expand it in the future and invite a wider variety of testers to playtest our upcoming updates. It will take some time to get the infrastructure in order, but the intent is that these tests will find issues and missteps before we release them to the player base at large, providing a better experience for all players. When do we actually see this stuff go up? Again, on September 17th. So the beta test program, or they're trying to roll out a program where they can test these updates, or players can test these updates before they roll out, but they're getting the infrastructure ready. So I'm curious to see what Arrowhead has in store. I'm pretty excited for the balance changes, I'm not gonna lie, and this Napalm Strike has been a ton of fun. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the recent Helldivers news, the temporary stratagem for the Napalm Strike, which has been absolutely a madness, and just overall what you feel about the game. I still like playing the game, coming back to it on occasion from time to time. Every few nights I just like to log on and just slay mass hordes, so it's still a rewarding game for me. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.